Man, I love owning this book. This is a beauty. Every time I see it, I just don't get bored of it. This is a book that's in very bad condition, man. It just came in. This book is going into the project, into the Grail Project, and it's probably in 4.5 to 5.0 condition. I mean, look at that. Now, keep in mind, these books are from 1993, and I've said this before, and I'll keep saying this. These books, the numbers that we're going to get on CGC on these books are probably going to be late golden age. That means that it's going to be in the low hundreds, and it might not even get to that. I'm thinking, I mean, could we get 100 books on this? We should, because once people in Poland start figuring out that this is a wanted book, they're going to start digging for it in their attics, and they're going to come up, they're going to come up with some books. But they're all going to be, or most of them, like, I mean, we're talking 90% of these, maybe even more, are going to be in this type of condition, which is going to be around a 4.5 to a 5. I mean, can this be higher? I think it can be, but I'll show you one defect that this book has that, I mean, it's probably going to be definitive for this book, because, comic books in Poland, I don't think they were all that big in Poland, even though this is magazine size for the United States. But check this out. Whoever had this book was eating something greasy and spilled it on the book. Actually spilled right here. It spilled into this page. You see it right there? Right there, you can see the outline of it. And it spilled into like 3 pages inside here. That's the second page it spilled into, and then spilled into that 3rd page, and I think that's where it stopped. Might have gotten just a little tip. Yeah, it got a little tip of the 4th page. So it spilled into the 4th page. So I'm gonna get hit with that. I don't know what the hit is gonna be. I'm assuming that's gonna be at the very least 1 full grade. Hopefully CGC doesn't say that that's restoration, because that's not restoration. That's clearly somebody spilling some type of oil on it that spilled into the pages. So hopefully that doesn't come back. And how the hell are you going to restore this, right? So I'm hoping that they're smart enough not to say that that's restoration, but it's still a pretty book. And it didn't. The good thing is it didn't spill into the front page, the front cover. Now this is the book that they're going to be making a series on. So Netflix already announced, and I showed it in the last video, that they're going to be making a prequel to The Witcher, six episodes prequel for the Witcher. That's going to be interesting, and I know for a fact it's going to be based on this book, that prequel. So that makes this book super, super valuable, along with the very first true full first appearance of The Witcher, which is this one right here, comics number 27. This one's comics number 26. Even though the first appearance of The Witcher is right here, which is the back cover. Right, that's the front cover of the next issue, and that's the back cover of the last issue. Very happy to see these books. This is the first appearance and death of Renly, and this one's a pretty decent condition too. This is a little bit better condition than the other one was. Probably about a 6.5. Maybe we can get away with a 7 here, possibly. 6.5 more than likely. And then this one I never owned. This is the second appearance of Yennefer, and this one we saw in the Witcher series. This is the episode with the dragon, with the golden dragon, Yennefer's in this one. I mean, guys, when I'm telling you, like, I wish that I could read in Polish. I mean, I wish I could freaking read Polish, man. These stories, I looked it over already. These stories are, the artwork is beautiful. It's beautiful artwork. And you know it has to be good if the video game does great, and now the series is doing great, and the books are getting printed in different languages all around the world. These books are gonna be big. They're not big right now. I don't think too many collectors know about these, but they're gonna know. See, look at that. This, I wanted to show you guys when he sees Yennefer. Oh, this is not meant for kids. Not meant for kids. Oh, man. Where is it? And this is all content too. Like pure content. Like no advertisements in here. It's all story and art. So, you know, and this is why you want to slab these. I mean, yeah, it's great if you can read it and you want to keep a reading copy and stuff. But because this is so important to this franchise, and for a collector, you want to keep it in great condition and all. You want these slabbed to preserve it. And despite the condition that the outer jacket is in, the inside is great. It's all intact. They're all solid. And that right there is Yennefer. Second appearance of Yennefer in this book. But we showed this. This is the death and first appearance of Renly. That's Renly right there. Alright, so enough of The Witcher. The Witcher. Witcher, that cost $160. In those conditions right there, like I said, I still haven't figured out how much, what price I'm gonna set on these. I'm pretty confident I'm gonna set a price on this. There's finally a 9.6 CGC Weedsman on eBay right now. It's a 9.6, but it's not this one. It's the reprint. And all of those reprints should be in high grade because they're a hard stock, and they were from 2000. I want to say they're 2001, but I might be wrong about that. I know it's in the 2000s though. This is a 1993 book, but they have one in there for like $150. Maybe 125. It's over $100 for the reprint. I want to see if that sells, but I'm not sure what. If you guys can put down, what do you think would be a fair price to list these at, assuming we get 4.5 on that first one and possibly a 5.0 or hopefully higher on the other one. Keep in mind that I'm sending these to Mr. Gary Kendra, and he did a magnificent job on the last books that we sent them for Silver Age. Great job. I mean, some of those books came back like unrealistically better than when I sent them in. I think he can improve these big time. Obviously, he's not going to be able to take away that stain. That stain won't be coming out anytime soon. That will remain with the book. But what price? The two big books here are these two books. Those are going to be the two big books, 26 and 27. All right. So, next book, Into the Grail Project. BRZRKR, #1. This is Grampa. This is the Grampa 1 in 100. These are expensive, guys. Right now, what I'm noticing in comics, I don't really like it. Don't like it one bit, but I am becoming a part of it. There's 2 books I'm putting in here. I'm putting the BRZRKR. I'm putting one. I bought multiple ones of them, right? And I'm going to give you my reasons for it. And I bought also Last of Us #1. I bought 2 of them, CGC graded, one 9.8 and one 9.4. I will have the price because I needed I needed a total price on those, and I still haven't received it, so I'll put the total price later. For the BRZRKR though, this is the invoice for the BRZRKR. I got this from Stadium Comics. I got it yesterday, but it was late last night, so I did not want to post it so late. Didn't have time anyway. So it's $199 on that. Ended up buying Something's Killing the Children, also a pre-order pack of 2 for issue number 11. This is the incentive as well, and altogether that came out to $3.52, but I'm only, the shipping is $13. You know what, I should change that. Matter of fact, I am going to change it. I'm going to put the entire price on here. Instead of $199, shipping was $13. We're going to make it $212. Now, what I bought from them, this is what they call a collector's pack. I'm putting the entire cost on the one book. All right, but the collector's pack comes with a whole bunch of books. It's like the first cover, the second, all the covers, 1 in 10. I think this has a 1 in 50 and the 1 in 100. It might have a 1 in 25 as well. Reason I'm doing that is because of one Mr. Where he at? Come on, do we have it here? Yeah, here we go. One Mr. Keanu Reeves, right? This book is going to transcend the actual comic book itself, because he transcends comic books. This guy right here is going to bring other collectors, other types of collectors into this comic, looking for this comic because of him. You know, he's just a great freaking person. He's a great human being, and I wish him well. And this book right now, this is on Comics Exposure. This book is selling right now by itself for $199.99 just for that book. Now this one right here, I paid $199 for a bunch of books, but right now it's selling from $199.99. In other sites, that book, the Grampa variant, is going for $299 already. This is not graded, just regular. Now I ended up buying, for that book, I ended up buying 2 more from Stadium Comics, but no, I think it was Comics Exposure. Yeah, Comics Exposure. I ended up buying 2 more here, times 2. I bought those for $179.99, and I bought, you know, then I went back and I bought 2 more. What the hell, you know? So I'm thinking big things on that book. Again, this is not something that I would tell you guys to go out and get, because I don't know how great this is going to be, right? I'm thinking it's going to be great, and I'm only going to put 1 of them in the project. I'm expecting to keep at least 1 of those books from my collection. Okay, so I got called out. I got called out on this book. This is Legends of the Dark Knights. All right. What I said in the last video that I put down is this book was going for $400. There is a couple of people that bought this book for $400, and there weren't that many listings on this book. So what I said was, buyer beware. I specifically said, buyer beware. Don't be buying this at $400. I said I would be a buyer at $150. I might be a buyer at higher. I might even be a buyer at $219. Who knows, man? I might even be a buyer at $250. But as you see, $250 did not sell, right? $214. If you see the prices since I made that video, and believe me, the prices didn't go down because of me. Only 20 people are probably listening to this full video anyway. So the prices did not go down because of me. So they just went down. I happen to think that I kind of know the market. So this is $250. These are recent prices, right? This is from August 2nd. This is from today. $219 best price. $239, $219, $219, $219 best price. $249, $249, $299. You see that's $200 best price. But you see more or less what this book is going for. Now this is a guy that bought it for $279. Now, will this book get up to the person that was, saying things? He said this will be a $500 book by the end of the week. He might be right. It's a possibility that could be a $500 book. It all depends on Wednesday. What happens on Wednesday? This book already got, sorry guys, I got gas. Sorry. It's just the truth. All right, but what happens if on Wednesday a hell of a lot more are posted on eBay? That price is going to go down. So you'll be able to get this book for $150 before the prices start creeping back up. Now the prices should creep back up on this book. The question is, when is the bottom? Is this the bottom, or is the bottom yet to come, right? It's hard to speculate. This is almost like a stock, right? You want to speculate when the bottom is going to hit. Now, that's a pretty high price for a book to be speculating on anyway. What I said, this is what I believe about this character. Keep in mind, I am a huge Batman fan. This is by now I think everybody kind of knows who this guy is, right? The Robin King, right? So what I've said is, writers right now are making Batman his own worst villain. Batman Who Laughs was a great concept, right? I'm gonna tell you that he's a great concept. That's a book I do not own. I should have bought it at $300. I was thinking that they weren't going to be making another Batman Who Laughs storyline so fast, but they did, and that's why he remained hot, right? But I think that character, Batman Who Laughs, is going to be a great character. Kind of like, I don't know that Noel is going to remain super hot like many people are claiming, right? But I know that Batman Who Laughs will. They should be using him for a movie. I don't know how they would be incorporating a guy like that for a movie. It probably is a long way off. But the Robin King is only another version of Bruce Wayne. The only thing is that he's a kid. This kid was never Batman. Batman wasn't Batman. Bruce Wayne wasn't Batman as a little kid. It was a catalyst. What happened to him was a catalyst when he was a little kid to make him what he was. He had to seek people to teach him. He became a student of the best teachers in the world for certain things, right? And he became Batman, and he was seeking revenge. And that's revenge for what happened to him, what happened to his family, and what happened, you know, to his parents. That's what he was seeking, and along the way, his mindset just changed, right? But he became like pretty much like the best physical form of a human, and possibly honed his brain also to become one of the smartest humans on the planet. But he wasn't that. Oh, come on. He wasn't that as a little kid. Now, keep in mind, this is a Robin. So he actually took Bruce Wayne as his Robin. He took himself as his Robin. Himself from another universe, from another multiverse, or whatever you want, another reality, as his Robin. So he can still be a great character. There's no doubt about it. Would I want this book? Yeah, I definitely want this book. So when I say buyer beware, it doesn't mean I don't want this book. Chances are I'm going to get this book. And I just didn't want to pay $400 for that book. I did not. And it's not because I'm cheap. Guys, I'm spending a ton of money here, okay, on certain books. It's because I think, I believe anyway, that what I believe I know what the market's going to do, right? And I still think this can drop a little bit longer, a little bit more. I think they could drop a little bit more, and I could be wrong. But then you would pounce, because after you get that low, then is when it's going to start escalating. But you got to reach that low, right? And then how far up will this book get? That depends on the writers and what they have planned for this kid. But I can see this kid right there being a villain, not so much for Batman, but definitely for Damian, right? Can you see him being a villain for Damian? Damian against his father as a kid, you know? Definitely could see something like that. But we'll see. We'll see what's in store. But more of these are gonna come into eBay in the next half a week or so. We'll see how that plays out. Like I said, I did not want to be a buyer at 400, but I might be a buyer. I said at 150. I might even be a buyer at 250. Like I said, it all depends on how I read the market at that point. I might even go out today and get one at 250. You know, but I know I didn't get it at 400. I did not, and I hope you guys didn't either. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest. But one last thing I wanted to say. William Martinez, yeah, man, this is for you, my friend. William Martinez, you know, I guess he does things like what I do, right? He buys what he thinks is gonna be hot, and I think, and I don't know this for a fact, but I think he, you know, he probably slabs them and sells the books and makes a nice little profit on it. I wish you well, my friend. I wish you well, William. But for the rest of you guys, and you know what, and Will, if that's not what you do, and if you're doing this just because of this, which I hope that that's not the case, but my intention for doing this is to get a Grail Project. I never wanted you guys to go out and buy all these books, right? Now, Will didn't buy all these books. He bought different types of books. And I think the books that he bought are good books. Venom 26s, some Thor number 2s. I think he's, I'm assuming it's Thor number 2s and Thor number 4s. And I think those are going to have some value, you know. But this, as you can see, this can get very, very expensive. Just make sure that once you have a profit, cash it in, unless you really like the book. Like, some of the best books that you're gonna get and the most satisfying books that you could possibly get are books that you get at cover price. So Thor #4 second print, we got those at less than cover price. I think it was $3.60, and that was what, like 15 count, right? If those books, and those books are already starting to hit already, right? I mean, I'm seeing them raw for going for $20, right? Already raw. Those are the most satisfying books when you can get a book at cover price or less than cover price, but let's say cover price, and you can make a big time profit off of it. Man, that's so satisfying. Thor #4 Virgins, we got those at 9 of them for $120. Those are good buys, and they're starting to take off. The Harley Quinns, I don't know how they're going to do. That's why I only got 2 count on them. I haven't even checked them out to see. The Juggernaut, I think we can make a profit on those Juggernauts because of the Juggernaut fans, and that's a great cover. Marvel Tales, more than likely, that's going to be a loss. I mean, you know, you're going to have some books that are going to be losses and some books that are not, but you don't want to get caught up in something like, say, Venom 26 is a 10 count. That's how much we paid for it, $538. That's a high price to pay on books, right? We need those to hit. Now, here's another one, right? Oh, this is one I wanted to touch on. All right, Venom 25, right? Venom 25. All right, so this is the Venom 25 that we got. This is the second print. This was already a book that was out, right? And this, the only reason that I went after this book is because of the appearances of characters. Namely, this was the first full appearance. No. This is the first cover appearance of that character, which nobody knew who that character was. His name is Codex. This is the first full appearance of Codex, at least in this form, right? In this costume. There's other characters also in here that are kind of their first cover appearances. This is the first cover appearance, full appearance, right? And then this was also the first cameo of Virus. And you can see Virus on the other side of the cover, right? Of the wraparound. But that cover came first. This cover is for sale right now. Like, it hasn't even come out. This is a pre-sale. Now this book right now is going for, like, I've seen it go for $100, which I don't understand why. I know it's a 1 in 25. But it's not a book that this was not the entire reason why this book was hot is because this is the first cover appearance. That is the first cover appearance of that character. This is not the first cover appearance. It's more rare, 1 in 25. At least you would think it's more rare, but it's not the first cover appearance. The other one came first. So what I'm trying to say is that this will be the book, in my opinion, as a collector. In comics, for 40 years I've been collecting comics. I'm telling you, in my opinion, this is going to be the book to get. If you're going to get a book, now I've had chances to get this book. I can even get this book now. I think it's in is it in Comics Exposure that I saw it, or in Stadium Comics? But you can get it for like $80 or $89, right? It's still in pre-sale. But I don't want to. Like, why should I get that book? I don't care if it's 1 in 25. When I can get this one that I know for a fact was the first full appearance, right? Of that character, cover appearance of that character. On top of that, this book has a lot going for it with Virus and all the other characters on it. But this is going to be the book to get, guys. This will be the book to get. Mark my words on it. The collectors have not made their final say on this book yet, but I do believe that it's going to be this one. And I actually bought more of those. I bought 5 more of those, so I got 15 now. And I might even buy more because I think it's still kind of cheap. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that matter. This is a very expensive project, and like I said, I don't really like where comics is heading right now as far as all the pre-sales for all these prices. I mean, I don't like it that only certain collectors are getting to participate in some of these pre-sales. So not too many people can afford $299 for a BRZRKR #1 Grampa, right? It's 1 in 100, or even that Robin King, right? How many people could afford a $250 book like that? And how many times can you put that? I mean, are people going into their credit cards and going like getting those on credit? That's a bad idea. If you're doing that, you should not be doing that. You should have the money you're just ready to buy it. Like if you're doing that, that's like buying stock on margin, and you don't want to do something like that. What's happened in comics over the past I would say the past 20 years, and I think I said this before, is that we have the stock market, that we have traders here now, right? These guys, the stock market is up and down, and it's very shaky right now. You don't know what it's gonna do. It's really a trader's paradise over there, but you can get hurt really bad in the stock market right now speculating, right? Yeah, you can make a lot of money. I do have a friend that made $120,000 in options in the stock market. And what did he do? He asked me, "Hey, what book would you invest in? Because I don't want to put it back in the market. I don't want to put all of it back in the market. What comic book would you buy if you had this kind of money?" And I told him I would buy either Batman #1 or an Amazing Fantasy 15. And guess what he did? He bought Amazing Fantasy 15 4.5 for 30. I think he bought 35,000. 35,000 I think he paid for it. And that's what's happening, guys. I mean, these guys are diversifying, so they want to buy books here. This guy knows nothing about comics, and he's a good buddy of mine though, and he bought it. And one of these days maybe he'll let me show it to you guys. But these guys are here. They're here. They've been here making trades and buying books, and they're going out there and buying your Suspense Comics #3s, and they're making moves in the comics industry. And those are the kind of guys that go out and see Keanu Reeves and the Grampa edition, and they are buying that up. They're gonna pay $300 for that Grampa, Now, where does that leave the regular collector? You know what? Try and make money yourselves. Try and make money with them, through them, right? Because these guys are not savvy collectors, and those are the kind of guys that go out and get your Venom 25's third prints instead of the second prints. That's the guy. That's the kind of guy that goes out and buys that book for $100 when he can buy 4 second prints for that same price, right? Because he doesn't know. He doesn't know, and that's where you can take advantage of that, right? In my humble opinion. All right, look, guys, that's my take. Been a long video. I hope most of you are still here. Later.